I can't believe this!
Hey guys, we are live. Who's in? Who's coming in? Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning. Been moving some stuff around my office here, trying to get organized. Somewhat be a little not professional, but better than I was. So this morning we're going to start off. This is the third episode. I don't know how long we're going to be able to. Got to find material and have things to talk about here, but I'm hoping that we get more and more people coming by and maybe, hey, contributing, helping. So let's see what we can get going today. I see Al just redeemed. Oh, the alerts aren't working for this. I haven't turned the alerts on, so save your channel points there, guys. So do that. I found a few people coming in, so let's start. So, yeah, just want to maybe go over the week that we had here. I had with some of my friends. We looted quite a bit and did some trading, made some nice money, grew some crops. Have a bunch of bricks to go and sell. Probably do that later today. And hope you do catch that stream. Probably be this afternoon sometime. I've got things to do after I finish here. These podcasts are only meant to be about an hour. So we'll get through this and then we'll have that stream later on. This week, yeah, like any week on here, some players may not get to do the looting they would like to do right off the bat, but you've got to get started somewhere. That's survival, and being able to go out there and start looting, hitting the airdrops, avoiding the bomber attacks, because the bomber attacks can kill you if you're in a vicinity where they do hit. Parliament, never mind that shit about lies. This is true facts of the looting. Please stop the what? My God. Parliament's at it again. Anyway, we're going to try and stay on track here, and looting, finding airdrops is difficult sometimes. I tried to find one a couple days ago in Electro, and I couldn't find it for the life of me. I drove around a couple different fields. I have no idea. I think they're random, so they can drop anywhere, so you won't necessarily find it in the same place every time. Just like behind Starry, we had a funny drop that was stuck in a tree, way up in the tree, so we cut all the trees down. The drop still hung there in midair, but all the loot fell to the ground and was on the ground, so that was an easy picking. No zombies at these drops. It's meant to be soft, this game, this server that I'm on, the one that, what a day to be alive, or whatever it's called. There are a couple other servers I'm going to try soon and get back on. One was the Lost Boys. I don't think it was around for a while, and then it went down, and now it's back up again. So I'm going to have a look at that. So I'm younger than you, Red? Oh, okay. You're older than Joe and I, put together. Oh, you're bullshitting. Yeah, you're right. You're 88. I forgot that. All right. So, airdrops, finding them is very difficult. So I would persist in trying just to, if you got bad weather, they're even harder to see, because, we have the Namalsk winter on this server. What a day to be alive. And it makes it harder, and especially if you're on foot. But I think once you get your life together on this server, you will have a car or a truck of some kind, so you can listen for those drops and messages that will appear in your top right, top left of your screen. Airdrop at Electro, bomber approaching Belota. We just missed one this week. I think we were at, where were we? I can't remember. But what it is, it's a bomb that a bomber goes over, drops several different bombs, and when you hear it, it's just one bomb after another. And when they hit, there's a concussion. And if you're right there, you can die. So that's why you should try to avoid those bomber things. They don't give you anything other than maybe instant death. So the bombers are something to watch out for. I remember when I first heard about bombers coming in, I started to find the bombers, and that's not the thing to do. It's the thing to do is to stay away from the bombers. So anyway, yeah. So the bomber thing is quite the, and then to avoid disaster. I've streamed every day this week. New players, I don't know what their intentions are. Some people just come in here for fun. I'm here to have fun also, but I have schedule that I can keep pretty well. I do take a couple days off. In December, I was off for almost a week. I think 5-6 days. But other than that, I mean, I've streamed almost now 2,000 hours. I was looking at the numbers, and but that's just me. And not everybody wants to stream, and a lot of people don't stream, by the way. I've seen quite a few of the players that have followed me, looked at their profile. If they're a streamer, certainly I will get them back. But if they're not streaming, I mean, I follow some of them, but it doesn't do anything because they don't stream. I mean, they'll end up having a bunch of followers for nothing. Moonshine, nothing like moonshine in the morning. Southern moonshine. They don't have that in Chicago. Al Capone, he's been dead for a while. Yeah. Art Holloman sells moonshine. He got out of the fish business. Didn't you, Holloman? He's now selling donuts. Oh, by the funny thing, talking about donuts, you know the trucks they have, some of the trucks. I was in a field this week, and with my truck I started doing donuts. It was really funny. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. And pretty cool. I was waiting for the truck to break, and then the admin can bring me a new one, but that might be a fight. We'll see. I won't do it again. One thing I want to point out that may be helpful is when you're looting and gathering loot, and say, a lot of the times when you're gathering loot, you just sort of double click on the item and it goes into your inventory somewhere, and you don't know where it's gone, because when you finish looting, you go, oh, well, I thought I picked that up. And it's not, you can't see it anywhere in your inventory. Well, I found out yesterday when going through my inventory that I had to, my clothes and all that, I had to take off and put the NBC suit on to go into Tissy. I found a bunch of stuff in my NBC jacket that I'd been looting and wondered where in the hell it went. And I have a bag. There's an NBC pouch you can find and put it on your person. And it's got quite a few slots. I recall how many, but I found all kinds of stuff in there that I had looted and I thought I'd lost. So when you're looting, I wouldn't double click all the time, because it could end up in places like, say, if your inventory is full on you, it'll start stashing it in spaces inside things such as NBC suits, jackets, and maybe pants, things like that. So that's something I wanted to bring up today. So what else? The NBC jacket thing was something else. Another thing I experimented with this week was making torches. I've been making torches before, and I know that you can carry them and get a buff and so on. I don't know if it's always been that you could, when you craft the torch, it stands up in place on the ground, vertical. And so I was in my base cleaning up things, and my solar light wasn't working properly on the inside. So I didn't want to run the battery out on my night vision, because I only have one other battery left. And so what I did was I made two torches, one at one end of the building, because I'm in a barn. So I made one at one end and one at the other end. So I lit them up, and so I had, two torches going at the same time, and gave me enough light to be able to work on my inventory. And then one of them went out, so you can just take a couple more rags that you have, maybe, or some clothes laying around that you don't need. And that's why maybe to pick up some clothes and bring them back, so you can have them at your base to make rags or things like torches, which will give you heat and illuminate your facility. Yeah, I thought that was important to know. The other thing was that we did the trip we did to Tissy. It was Al and I and Major Tom, it was, we get up there and we stop outside Tissy, get dressed, and I forgot to put on my jacket of all goddamn things. So we get back in the truck, we're all suited up. All of a sudden, we hit the gas within 10 seconds. I'm bleeding. And I had to get it back out of there, go down the hill, get my jacket on. And then we went back inside again. Pretty, in the gas, it's kind of, you get a little disoriented. Well, you can see, but we couldn't find the tents. And it was way over inside somewhere in there, and my buddies were off somewhere else, and my gas ran out, started getting bleeds. I changed the gas and came back out because I thought, oh shit, you know what I mean? So I just peeled out of there and got back down and outside the zone, the gas zone. Al came out, or Tom came out first, I think. So we made a fire. I got dressed. I didn't do my blood. I didn't have a test kit. I couldn't find it before we went up there. I would have done a bag of blood. But if I had that blood, I could have did the transfer of the bag, and I would have been okay. But my blood went down to red. I wasn't yellow health, but I was pretty low in blood. And we made a fire and ate all kinds of food, and Al went fishing, or Tom fished a bit. I don't know where he went to get the fish up there, but he found a pond. He seemed to know where it was. And it ended up okay, but I'll tell you, you got to be prepared when you go into those zones, know where you're going, calculate the time, and don't dilly-dally. Yeah, get in there, do what you got to do. I was in there before they made the place gas, and we went in, I think it was Al and I, and there was some good loot in and I think they've upped the loot in there as well now. So it's worth going into, but you got to really plan what you're doing and know what you're doing and where you're going, how long you're going to be there, and then get your butt out of there because, you could get hurt. Who cares it depends on the value of life that you have as a player. Some people don't mind dying and starting over on the coast and coming back to their base, and that's fun. I know that's happened to me before, and but I don't particularly like it all the time. So I try to avoid those situations and getting in those positions. So a couple other things we did this week was we grew. I have 3 greenhouses, the glass ones. They're green in color. I would say they're a better producing a greenhouse for anything that you grow. You do, after a couple crops, you do have to water them and fertilize them, and that's the way to go. I mean, you have to do that. You can't. There's no other way. Excuse me. So I ran a bunch of weed and ended up getting different strains. Some of them are worth more money at the market or at the trader. So I'll be doing that today, going to the trader called the Shady Trader over behind Tarovo, up in the back, way up. And I'll be selling, I got 6, 7 bricks, I think. 7. Be moving those today. But it's fun, and you have to be organized when you're doing these grows, so that the strains can't get mixed up, because when you're at the cannabis table and trying to bag them, you can't mix one to the other. It just won't work. So you end up with some strains, if you don't have enough seeds, you end up getting a full brick. So I mean, I have 10 bags of one, but you need 30. You need to get up to 32 bags to make a brick of one single strain. So I've got maybe 5 different strains that I'm in different positions with. Some I have 10, some I have 12. when I have 16. I'm going to take the 16 along with me because I think you can sell half bricks. Not absolutely sure. I'd have to look and see what they're offering for it. Otherwise, I'll hold it back until I get a brick size. So those inventories, if you have, like I mentioned, left over, so you want to run some more of the same, like the S1 strain, and you have 11 bags, you can put that in the cannabis table, load your buds, make sure you have bags, and plastic paper, and a good battery, and that's another thing. You need a solar panel to charge your batteries to keep them full, because usually after one run of the on the cannabis table, your battery's almost dead. So you swap it out for a good battery that's already on the solar panel, hooked up, and you just go back and forth. So I've got 2-3 batteries laying around as backup for the truck as well. I carry one in the truck in case I have a problem, or maybe I find another vehicle. We've been finding vehicles, by the way, and you new players, if you find a vehicle, it might be worth it just to get the parts put together, go and sell it, or maybe you want to keep it for a while. Then you've got some storage. You can get into keep looting to get cash. Like if you can find a car, I mean, cars are like 55,000. I think the cheapest one is something like that. Used to be different on other servers, but these are the prices are kind of high, really high. Yeah, that was good. We sold 2-3 cars this week, I think it was. We found a Humvee, put that together, and we only had 3 wheels, so we drove it to the trader with 3 wheels, and that was funny as the thing doesn't go very straight down the road, so it's funny as hell. You're going and you're trying to keep it on the road. I look back, Al's driving this Humvee, and the front driver's wheel looks like it was falling off. It was wobbling like you wouldn't believe. It's in the VOD. It's funny as. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I need something for my throat. Maybe I should be drinking something else besides water. Maybe. Some tea would be nice. But there's no breaks in this show. Anyway, Holman, I mean, you're a pro at this. You're a world famous tester. I mean, you must have some advice for, new players. I mean, can you maybe shed some light on some things and want to share them? Unless you're working. I guess Holman's off in La La Land. Still sleeping, or are you at work today? He's not around. So, okay, so we talked about the loot on the body. You check all the clothing that you have on you, the ABC. The other thing is when you're at the trader in your loot position, your inventory's very full. When you sell something at a trader, you get the money automatically put on your body somewhere. If there's no room on your body, the money ends up in your hand, unless you're holding a bag, and the bag might be full because you're selling stuff. If there just isn't enough slots for that money, it'll end up on the floor. And I've seen it more than once or twice that money's was laying on the floor right outside the trader, standing right there. You got to watch for that. The other thing is talking about keeping warm. That is and dry is very, very important, because if you don't, you could end up getting influenza. On easy traders easy servers like this one I'm on right now, you don't usually get influenza because it's things are readily available, and if you're looking after yourself and take some vitamins and so on. And if you're wet, just swap out your boots for a pair of dry ones if you have a pair in your truck. It just saves a lot of hassle, because once you get that infected sign, I mean, usually on this game it's just influenza unless you're I've never heard or seen anybody get infected from a zombie yet. You get bleeds that you have to treat right away because you'll lose blood. When you get down low like that, then you can start losing health and so on. But it's, if you're properly equipped, not a problem. You should be able to manage and continue a normal adventure. On this server I'm on right now, I don't know if they're going to change to summer or spring. Some of the servers change over. I believe in maybe March, when the seasons, like in North America, change. Well, not all of North America, because you've got, the sunny south that really are just a little cooler, but they don't have like a persistent snow on the ground, like in northern parts of U.S. and up in Canada. And parts of Europe, I guess, they go into winter and they come out of winter into spring. And some server owners try to follow that. And so I think we're going to see in maybe another 6-8 weeks some spring. Don't know if it'll be on this. We'll see. You can always go and find summer server. There's servers out there right now that don't move over to winter and have two maps open at the same time. While you're talking money, you have to watch that. Anyway, let's see what else. Yeah, that torch. I think that torch thing changed some time ago, but I've never seen it before stand on vertical. But maybe that's just something I haven't noticed. What else? Yeah, my notes here. Streaming. So if you're a new player, it's entirely up to you to stream, of course, but I think streaming can bring a lot of fun for a player. And you don't need to use a camera to stream, but you can, if you're streaming, you can learn from things that you've done in the past by watching them back. And I still have gotten carried away and ran some streams very long, like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, which is, hey, Minnow, welcome in. Going 7, 8 hours, unless you're used to it, or it's tough, man. You got to have breaks. You got to step away from the computer for a couple minutes away. You're going to get a few restarts, so that's time to get up, stretch. So don't push yourself, because you could end up with some problems in your legs and so on. I'm not going into details, but now lately I've been trying to keep my streams around 3 hours, which isn't hard to do. So yeah, you look at the clock after you're streaming for a couple hours, you just wonder, where's the time gone? It does fly, and especially if you're with another player or two. I don't mind going myself, doing looting and hitting heli crashes and seeing what I can get out of them and so on and so forth. But it's a good experience, and if you want to stream, hey, give it a try. I still know a lot of people that don't stream very much, and that's for whatever reason. I've been streaming ever since I started to play DayZ. So I think I've hit, looked at Steam yesterday. Oh, DayZ. On Steam, you get the DayZ numbers. And on Streamlabs, you get the, under achievements, you get all the other accomplishments that you've got. I don't know if a lot of people watching or playing know much about or studied the dashboard in Twitch, but there's a lot there to be said. Once everybody's fight is to get to your sub button. That's hard for some, but once you understand what is required to get there, concurrent viewers, you need so many, and like every day, you've got to get on and try and get some viewers in. The best way to do it is use Twitter and send out a message maybe 10 minutes before you're going live. Hey, come catch me live, hang out, contribute to the chat, give us a follow. And a lot of people will jump in and do that. And there's a lot of good players around that will promote you in their streams too. And it helps players get their sub and get them on their way to where they're trying to get to. I've been streaming for just 2 years now. I have probably 800 streams, something like that. Oh, can I see it now? Let me see if I can see something here. Where can I? Oh, Steam. Let me look in Steam first. Profile. 2,979 hours on record with DayZ. I've streamed 83.5 hours in the last 2 weeks. So, and then Streamlabs has that, but I don't want to go into that right now. But I think the hours streamed was just under 2,000. It was 1,900 and some. And somebody must like what I'm doing, because I found there's watch hours that are being tracked on Streamlabs. And that is, I think, showing 6,100 hours watch time since I started using Streamlabs. Now, if you had that kind of watch time on YouTube, you would have your partner in, like you would have it now, because they want 4,000 hours of that kind of time. I think it's watched or streaming. Oh, YouTube. YouTube's another thing. YouTube's another thing. Oh, YouTube's another thing. Oh, YouTube's another thing. Get out of there. 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 Fucking close the window. What the hell? Don't do that, Red. All right. So, yeah, streaming and getting watch hours is something that means to some people, but yeah, Minnow, I went over to Google or Chrome to try and see what I could be more accurate on to share with you. But that's is it okay now? Could be. My monitor looks like it's fine. The sound. My monitor looks like it's fine. There it is. Yeah, the monitor's fine. Okay, I'm good. Going back on to some other things in DayZ. I saw a car outside a trader. I don't know which trader it was on the server I'm on. Some guy just left his truck sitting there unlocked. Now, unless he forgot. But also, on PvE, you're not supposed to touch anything that isn't yours. And you can't give aggravation to anybody. It's a very chill place for people that choose to play that style. But I don't know why a guy would leave his truck open in a way and make sure, because that's one thing I always do whenever I'm exiting the vehicle. I keep my key on my hood, so it's always on number 5. Keep the key to my hand, lock it up, put the key away, press number 5, and it's done. And I do that on every restart, because you don't know if you're going to get back in on restart, because there could be a problem with the server. I've seen me stuck for a half hour, and meaning that, my truck's wide open. Nobody's in anyway, they've all been kicked. But, maybe I've got to do something. I can't come back to my player right away. But I just think it's a safe way to handle your equipment that you've worked so hard to find and put together. So I would say, as a new player, make sure you lock your truck or your car, even when you go looting. I mean, I've seen guys leave. Okay, I was in Northwest Airfield also this past week, and on exiting, coming out, there was a Hummer sitting there in the field just outside by that airplane on the entrance where the guard shack is, sitting outside there, and I knew that he was probably inside doing something, because, that's not a place where a vehicle would spawn. I said to Al, so he says, I'm just going to check it anyway. And he had a look, and the truck was locked. But some guys, I take my truck right inside, because if you find you can find a lot of big guns in Northwest. They've upped the loot in there. There's a lot nicer things there now. So I take the truck in and just drive it right up to where I'm going. There's 2 planes one plane on the ground on the main runway, and there's another one over by the sheds, the hangars on the right-hand side. Drive the truck right up in there, shoot a few zombies, do the looting. There are some big bags that you can carry, which are cumbersome to walk around with, and being able to see everything that you want to see and to be able to find other loot under your feet. Sometimes it's hard to look down. You can tab, but how many guns can you carry in that? I've seen me with a bag, not a huge bag, maybe 100 slots, 20 slots, and put guns. The guns filled the bag in no time, and there were still guns on the ground. But I run back to the truck. So can you imagine parking outside the Northwest Airfield, and your bag's full? Now you got to go back to the truck. But those guys that were in there, we had looted through Northwest and went to the other barracks on the northwest side of Northwest Airfield. And we were up there looting, and we were just finishing getting in the truck. And we were going to come back down through Northwest and head to the Green Mountain. And we hear all this shooting going on like you wouldn't believe. And I couldn't, Al says, hey, I'm not going near that in case there's an accident. There's been a few people killed, and nobody wants to experience that. Especially, the guy that's, shooting somebody by accident. The guy named Al. But the guy that he shot last week, it was over above Electro at the dam. This guy was walking around real strange. I wasn't there. Al and Major Tom were at Major Tom's base right there. He's got a base there. This newbie is up there looting. He had nothing on him. I guess, that's a spawn down in Electro, and he came up that way. He had a gas mask on, and he's just walking like a zombie. Al told me the story, and he came up into the area where the base was, because I helped Tom build that base, because we used the blueprints from Hollow. Hollow gave me all the blueprints. Yeah, right. And so the guy's outside looking at all the dead zombies that we had killed earlier, and I had just signed out. And I think Al opens the gate, and the guy just looked at him. He didn't say anything, didn't have a mic, and he sort of walked like a zombie. So Al shot him. Then he found out it was a player. And then the admin came, they had to tell the story, and he got excused. I mean, he was lucky. And I haven't seen my friend Major Tom for 2 days. I don't think he's on my Discord. I got to find out what happened to him. He had something this week. And here's something that the newbies should know, and any player with any experience should know, especially on a server where there's a lot of vehicles. Stay off the road. Don't be standing on the main east-west road or on the coast or up in the north, because you don't know what's going to come flying by. I think Al hit somebody, hit a player with his truck, and the guy was on the road, and I guess Al didn't see him time enough. Maybe he was reading a chat for just a couple seconds. You know, it's against a lot of text and drive. And Paulo, I want you to talk to the mayor in Novo and tell them that we want a law passed at council that there's no texting and driving in Chernarus. You're good. You have a good reputation with the mayor. I want you to talk to him, please. Okay. That will save somebody's life. So, I haven't seen Tom for a couple days. And because there was messages on the screen, the guy saying, who was in this truck and another truck, and they were driving really fast, and whatever happened, and I didn't hear the whole story. Yeah. So stay off the roads. Well, not stay off the roads, but be careful around the roads. If you're on a roadway, just stand off to the side of the roadway, because you can have a truck coming by at doing 110. I mean, there's no law in any server I've been on as to how fast you can drive. There is no law. You have to have value of life. I mean, especially in PvE. Okay, PvP, you'd be running people over, I guess. But on PvE, it's all about, the value of life and having fun, and it's survival against the elements and, making a life for yourself. Just a warning, some advice, and I think a lot of people would say the same thing. Careful on the road, especially on PvE where there's vehicles. Very important. So Minto, you have a 240 bag, also one in your hand to loot once zombies cleared. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. But I'm just saying, just having a bag in your hands, trying to walk around and see. You can tab if you want, but it's excuse me, still hard to see. It's you're looking down, you got to angle and look this and look like that. But hey, you manage, I guess, right? It is hard, definitely. So that's why it's part and parcel with carrying a bag like that and having your vehicle nearby. So when we went to the northwest corner of Northwest Airfield where the tents are, there's a lot of tents there. We came out of there with a lot of guns, and I still have a lot of guns on me in my truck to sell. Some of them I want to keep, but I have a gun rack. I have a gun rack, and I have guns. I have a whole gun rack with Pioneers that I can't sell, and the admins or the owner of the server is trying to figure out why I can't sell them, and I've had them for 2 weeks. If I can't sell, why are they on the server? Okay, we're not supposed to complain. Red, get with it. Anyway, I have all these pioneers. I don't know what to do with them. I'm waiting to hear if we can sell them. They're still appearing on the server. They're useless. They're taking up space on my guns. My one gun. Well, I've got 2 gun racks. One gun rack's full of beautiful stuff. But why do I need all these guns? I got some nice guns I'm happy with. I've got a good setup. Lots of gun cleaning kits to keep them, look after your stuff. And, hey, oh, my throat. This is dry down here. I've got to get I have a HEPA filter in the other room, but I don't think it sucks the air from all different areas, and it's supposed to clean 800 square feet or something like that. Because my throat's getting raw for some reason. Need some ventilation. Fresh air. So we're coming up. We got a few minutes left. Unless you guys have some questions. Minnow, do you have something? Hollow, are you still around? What you doing today? Come on, Hollow. Give us some good advice. Minnow, what about you? Are you going to play today? Are you going to join are you in this server that where we are? You've been on for 2 to 3 days. Okay. Good. What part of the map are you settled into, or are you still figuring out where you want to be? A good spot for a base. Well, I think that once you find a spot, you need to talk to the admin and make sure it's okay to do it there, to have that spot. I always look for something close by water supply, and you can't be, I don't know I forget what the rule is. You've talked to Wrigley? Okay. Yeah, Wrigley's a good guy. He's very helpful. Yeah, to be near a water supply is important for your base, but also all you need, really, get a rain barrel and you're all set. I've got 2 rain barrels at my base. It's at a barn. Barn's huge. Yeah, water supply. To take care of the water supply, just get a green barrel for water, and then if you can find a green gasoline can and rinse it out and use that for water, because you'll need it to fill your canteen, you'll need it to water your plants if you're growing food or if you're growing cannabis, and then if you're getting into that, I don't know where you want to be. So that will be a first. Yeah, they work fairly easy. They fill up. Yeah. Well, the gas can is you don't have to, what you do is you'll have the water barrel full of water, or maybe it's half full. Take your canteen, look at the barrel, and it'll tell you to drain. And then you hold left click, I believe, and it will drain, and then you watch your canteen, and it'll show you it's getting fuller and fuller and fuller. Fairly easy. The barrels, yeah. A green barrel, you just set it outside, leave the top off, and it'll fill up with moisture and rain. It's draining the barrel and filling the canteen. Exactly. And then if you're going to have a greenhouse and you want to grow things in there, you don't have to do cannabis. I mean, there's all kinds of vegetables that you can find, tomatoes and zucchini and all this. So I use the green gasoline can for water, and I do the Same thing with the barrel. So I have the barrels over here. I take the gas can, put it beside it, or in my hand. I look at the barrel and it'll say drain, and then it will fill the green can. You can see the little white line filling it up right across, and then you're good. I mean, you can water your plants, and then when you pick your plants, you're going to be left with garden waste at the bottom on the ground. That garden waste, then after you plant, and you harvest, you have the garden waste, then you fertilize with the garden waste. You don't need to waste your money on lime. Lime is like $1,000 a bag, and I think I found 2 bags. I haven't bought any because I know that the garden waste is good fertilizer, and it's been working for me for a couple weeks. A little like when you're drying weed. Yeah, when you're drying weed. The weed falls off the pole onto the ground when it's, well, it doesn't fall off. The waste falls off the pole, but the buds are still inside the inventory space that's underneath where the icons are for hanging the weed on the different plots. And that's the waste you can use that waste also. If you don't need, if you're processing a lot of weed, there's a lot of waste that you don't need. So I just leave it at the bottom of the pole, and it's after a restart, it disappears, or after a certain period of time, there's a clock on it in the mechanics of the game that it'll just evaporate. But I've taken some of it from there and put it over in a tent that I have just inside my base there at the back door. I've got the greenhouses out there. I've got a tent just inside that door where I store material for fertilizing. Because everything that comes off those posts where you're drying, you don't need all that stuff. Just leave it there, because what it does, it takes inventory. So when you take one piece of that garden waste and put it in a tent, you have, so when you want to do fertilizing, it takes up 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 10 slots inside wherever you're storing it. You don't have to get rid of the waste. Just leave it on the pole if you're processing. Now, that's only if you're processing cannabis. Any waste from the greenhouse, when you're doing vegetables, that's the same kind of waste you're going to get from the plant that you're doing cannabis on. So that waste, you can burn it in your fireplace. So if you've got a fireplace or a fire barrel that you're using for cooking, inside there's the bottom part. You've got all the slots for the food when you're cooking in the barrel. You've got you've got smoking, and then you've got, underneath that, you've got cooking. Maybe 3 slots for cooking, 5 slots for smoking. And in the very bottom is the fireplace. And any garden waste you want to keep, because you've got too much. If you're growing a lot, you're going to have this stuff. It's going to be all over the place. You can burn it inside your fire barrel, and it's gone. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain getting rid of all of it, but you can leave it there if you want to live with it till the next restart, because next restart it might be gone. Sometimes it stays around. So the best way to do it is just use your fire barrel that you have and burn it when you have a fire. Yeah, there's a lot of things that people don't know about, and this is why I wanted to share this and have other people come in and share their ideas too, because you have to spend a lot of time in this game to get to know what's what. And I don't even know everything yet. I mean, there's guys around who have been in DayZ and got many more hours in experience than I do. But I just wanted, from my just for me to help. Maybe if I can help somebody else, this is what I want to do. Yeah. And also, you may know, the paper that you get when you take a box of ammo and you open it, you get the bullets, the paper will fall on the floor. That paper can be stacked up to 10 pieces of paper, and I keep that over near my fire barrel, because when you do a fire, obviously you need sticks, and you need either bark or paper or what else is there? A couple other things. So I keep it handy. I don't throw it away. Plus, if you got paper all over the place, looks just as bad as having fertilizer laying around. So I keep track of all that stuff too, because you need. And I keep a couple on me as a player, because if you're out somewhere fishing in the environment and you want to have a fish fry out by a pond or something, and it's winter. Well, it is winter where we are right now in the map. You can make a fire, cook some fish, and do something like that. And you've got a piece of paper on you instead of wasting your knife cutting bark. Because don't forget, if you want to get immersive, this is partly about what it's about. Yeah, I keep maybe 3-4 pieces on me. I have a couple pieces in my truck. So, I have NVGs that I wear. Also have a head torch in the truck as a spare. Batteries lately have been hard to come by. I found some a while back, but I'm getting low. But to buy batteries in this map, it's like 1,000 for a battery or something. Yeah, but you can catch fish and sell fish if you want. And apparently the mod that they have doesn't have it's not the mod I like. Yeah, it's expensive. The mod that I saw on another server that had all the fishing nets and this and that, there's one fishing net in that mod that looked like a butterfly net. It has a long handle, but it's a fishing net for scooping. And they don't have it. It's called the bamboo fishing something or other. And I'm going to have to look again, but I couldn't find it at the time I was looking for it. That one there, you can fish very quickly. You catch one every 15 seconds. I've sold and made a lot of money scooping fish on another server and on another server we're on Banoff. And we were using that bamboo net, and then we had it on Nuts Gone Rusty. It's still there, but I'm not on Nuts right now. But yeah, that's made a lot of money. Remember one time on Nuts, I think I logged in fresh for some reason, didn't have a base or anything. I made it to Torovo. I spawned in near Torovo, I think in Svet, and I made my way up to Torovo, where there's a trader there. And I looted some cars, looted some houses nearby, had enough money to buy an axe and a saw. So I started cutting the trees behind the trader. This is like 100 meters from the trader. I cut all the trees on the hill behind that trader, that warehouse there. Started cutting them up, selling planks at 150 per stack of 10. So one tree would give you one log, 2 logs. Then you cut them up in planks. I'd carry them into the trader, sell them, come back out. You'd have to buy a sharpening stone because you want to keep your axe and your saw well. You don't want to ruin it. So I did that and made 14,000. I spent like an hour and a half cutting wood I made 14,000. I bought an Ada, and then I got a start. Once you get a car, you got you got a good start. It was crazy. There was only a few zombies around. Well, it's a safe zone. I was still in the safe zone, cutting wood. And I'm not a lumberjack, and I am okay. It makes it a lot easier. Got that right. Because, hey, that's, you put a lot of stuff in an Ada, and then you get a tent and a code lock. You can pitch a tent and have a code lock on it and build a flagpole, and you got a base. And then if you want to, you can build what I call as a bush corral. And I did that on That's Gone Rusty. I took a field. I was out in the field. It was just south of Gorka. And there's a place, and I don't know if you know the spot, right below Gorka, there is a pub. And on top of a hill to the northeast, I guess, there's a place where there's some rocks that form in a circle. And there's some benches there. And a friend of mine showed me that spot. So I went up there. I left the Little Red Stilt House on the stream. There's a stream down that hill. I had a base there. I took that all down. Actually, that was the first time that Tope raided me, I think. And I took down that base, moved it up on top of the hill towards those rocks there, and I made a bush corral. It wasn't exactly round, but it was sort of like, and then I had a gate, and all I did was I put my flagpole up. I had three car tents, and I had drying racks for animals. It was quite a setup. It's in my VODs. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that pub, a friend of mine had occupied. I went there to get that pub, and someone was already in it, but they weren't doing anything. So I was just looking around, and there was a little red house on a stream just down. There's a bridge there behind the pub down below, and so I converted that, and that's what I made my pub, my base. Made a huge fence all around the whole thing, and then I built one watchtower, I believe it was, and I had planted nine garden plots, something like that, and it was growing all kinds of vegetables, having a blast. So it is a blast. Well, I'm still having fun at it. I hope everybody else is too. Once you learn these things and practice them, it makes it a lot more fun. And survival is good. I've done some hardcore survival. It's brutal, but that's how I started, actually. It was pretty rough, but I made it there too. Met a friend and we streamed, we ran together. We did probably 200 streams together. And he's not playing, he's playing Long Dark right now. Not this moment, but that's what he's taking his time up with now. Well, anyway, I think we're getting near the end of the time. I've got some running around to do later this morning. It's now 11, and I have to stream this afternoon sometime. I don't know, Minnow, if you're going to be in. You're on my Discord, I believe. Maybe we can meet or something. I've got to go to Shady. I've got a bunch of stuff to sell. And what I can't sell there, well, maybe I'll go to Green Mountain first. You can text me, but I'm going to be, we've got snow today, so I don't like driving in it, and I can't see outside from where I am. You're parked outside Green Mountain. Oh. Okay. It's 11 now. I've got a couple things I've got to do, so probably get on around in about 2 hours from now. I'll log in, and if you're around, if you have time, it's 8 a.m. for you now. Oh, okay. So you're West Coast, right? EST. 4 p.m. That's 4 p.m. your time, right? Okay. That's 7 o'clock for me. I'm 3 ahead. So if that's 4 p.m. EST. Four p.m. Oh, unless you're working today. Well, yeah, okay. I tried to type in the streaming computer. I had to do it on the monitor. I'm trying to get the glare off of this guy here, and I can't. I haven't got the proper lighting, so I've been playing around with it, but I'm not going to do anything now. Yeah, I'm 7 p.m. Okay. All right, so 7 p.m. Yeah, maybe 7 p.m.'s. That's just after dinner for me. I'm supposed to play darts this afternoon, and usually that's a couple hours. I go down about 1:30 to I'm a member of the Royal Canadian Legion for veterans, and I go and play with some guys and have some laughs and drink a few ginger ales. Yeah. Okay, 7 p.m., huh? Okay. Can you believe it's already January 15th? Wow. All right. We're going to end it here, guys. Thanks for dropping by. At least, yeah, 2 weeks have just flown by. I can't believe it. I mean, middle of January. I mean, hey, we got, what have we got? We got 8 weeks till spring. And we have Groundhog Day coming in 2 weeks. Then we'll know how much winter we have left. Yeah. The Pennsylvania groundhog will tell the story. We have a little bit of snow overnight, not much, maybe a half inch. Streets are a little bit greasy, but I don't have to travel far. It's only like 5 minutes from my house. Betty, where have you been all day? I'm just going to get off. The guy doesn't know anything. Well, I shared something with somebody today and they loved it. Betty. Oh, you always say that. Behave yourself, Fatty. You're going to lose your VIP. Uh, I got two of these guys now. Well, I moved. Well, this is my office that's full of junk. And I made space. I had them in a hallway, and I did my first podcast out there. And I think that's where I did the podcast with DayZ podcast with Boydy and Archie. That was that in August or September or something? It was on Survivor FM 87.8. Mrs. Fatty, hello. And Baby Fatty, hello. I was watching JC Gaming having trouble with his headset. He's got this is behind me there. That's, what's it called? Expert Tech? HyperX. HyperX. But he didn't have HyperX. What he was having a problem is with the Yeti. He had a Yeti something or other, and he was having trouble with the Logitech hub. Could have any consistency. But this headset I don't like sometimes. They're hard on the ears. I have to wear glasses, or I can't see anything. No? Oh, do I want some waffles for lunch? I'd love to have waffles for lunch. Are they the thick ones? Homemade ones? I'll be right down. It'll take me about 9 hours to get there. You know what I made last night, Fatty? I made homemade bread, man. Oh, did it? It came out really nice. Yeah. Saved me a bite. I made homemade bread. I was going to do it a couple of days ago, and I took everything out of the cupboard, had it sitting on a little table we do have in our kitchen, and it sat there. My wife says, "What are you going to do with this? When are you going to do this bread you're talking about?" And that went on for 2-3 days. So finally, last night, yesterday afternoon, I decided to do bread. And it came out all right. I had to call my cousin, who lives up north, and that's where I'm from, a couple hours north of here. And it was my grandmother's recipe as a kid. She made bread for us and herself, but it was the best. And then my aunt across the street was making the bread also. So anytime I'd be over there, I'd run over like a young guy. "Oh, have you got any homemade bread today?" And she goes, "Well, I'll have a look." She used to have a pillowcase in a drawer underneath the counter. Bottom drawer, pillowcase, and that would be where she put her bread, her fresh bread. She wouldn't freeze it. She would put it all down in there. And I mean, they lived off of it. So did we. And we never bought bread from the store. We only had fresh homemade bread for when we were growing up. And so every time I go over there, yeah, you got any bread in it, Win? Yeah, good stories. But when my grandmother made it, and now this is back when we never had an electric stove when I was growing up. We had a wood stove. So it was one of these. It was called. I think it's huge. I mean, you got the firebox here, and then beside it you've got the oven, and then beside that another compartment is like a bread warmer or a bun warmer, and they're all connected, I guess, in behind so the heat from the firebox could travel across the back into the oven where the baking was done, where the bread was done, and then the warmer for buns. But she used to bake and leave it long enough. The tops sometimes would come out black. And when she took them out, so it wouldn't be too hard and crusty, she would lather it with lard, I guess it was. Crisco lard. Or maybe, margarine. We never used margarine. We always had butter. So that's just a little tidbit for you. That goes back some time, Fatty. I'm talking, 1955. Well, you know how old I am. 55, I was 5. So, do the math. I go back some time. I used to hide behind when I used to get in trouble, because I lived, my father had a house next door to my grandmother's house. They built that house for him. And I used to be always over at my grandmother's. And whenever I get in trouble, she would keep me in order. My parents were separated. And whenever I get in trouble, she'd chase me with the broom. And I'd go in and get behind the stove, and there's a water heater on one side, and you had the door there. And then I get in behind there, and she couldn't reach me with the broom. Isn't that a story for you? Get out of here, I'm gonna kick you, I'm gonna give you one of these. So baking. Yeah. Fresh buns. Or pasta last night. Garlic rolls. Ooh. Well, guess what I had for breakfast? I had homemade bread. Homemade bread. So the first loaf, like last night before I went to bed, I went way before I went to bed. I took a loaf of bread. It was still warm. I put it in a bread bag, called my neighbor next door. I said, hey, I got something I want to give you. It's you'll enjoy it. He says, okay, pass by. So I put it in a bread bag. I saved a few bread bags from the bread I buy in the store just for things that I need to use those bags for. Packaged it up. It was nice and warm underneath, still warm. Walking out the door over to him, gave it to him, and he goes, and he just was very grateful. Yeah. I gave him the bread. I haven't heard from him today, but that's what I had for breakfast. So I cut into the first loaf because I made a couple buns, and I made one that was supposed to look like a scone, but it came out like a flat bun. I mean, it was still good. But the bread I cut today, the first cut was all the end cut, and then I took the bun also. So I had like 3 pieces of bread for breakfast with marmalade. One with marmalade. No, I didn't have marmalade. I had one with peanut butter on one and jam on the other one. And then I put peanut butter on the slice of bread, I had peanut butter. The bun, I had jam on one half and peanut butter on the other half. A couple oranges, a cup of tea, and a glass of juice. A great oatmeal bread. Oatmeal bread. Oh. I might make some today too, now that you said something. Oh. So you've been making bread all along, or is this something you're bringing out? Yeah, it's really good. It had the right texture. I have one open upstairs. Wonder if I should go grab it. You don't make it often. Oh, hey, I think making bread, I mean, how many loaves do you get at a time? 4 or 5 loaves? I did 5 loaves, and I had 2 buns and 1 scone. And it probably cost me a small bag of flour, which the flour I use, by the way, I use bread flour. And the bag was 2.5 kilos. I didn't use all of it. Maybe there's a quarter bag left. Oh, 2 from that recipe. Oh, so you make big loaves then? What I use is a traditional bread pan. It's about that long. I would say 10 inches, and width-wise maybe 4.5, and it's about 3.5 inches high. Oh, you throw cinnamon and swirl it in. Nice. Very nice. Oh, the alerts aren't working, Fatty. I don't have them on here. Well, maybe if I go to this live, maybe the alerts will work over here. But then you only have this screen. Which one was I in? There it is. I see it. So I have to be in this screen, but then the image is like that, right? Oh, where am I? I'm lost. Here we are. Okay. I don't know how to. I can make that. I guess I could make that larger. No, I got to do it somewhere else. Let me find a screen here. Hold on. There we are. Okay. False alarm. Anyway, you got to play some. But you just wasted 200 channel points. That's okay. How many do you have saved up, Fatty? Well, you probably don't have many because you use them a lot. I think I have like 40,000 on yours. Yeah. Okay. What? So I'm going to get on tonight. And I'm going to meet Minnow. I'm going to try and find Minnow. Minotauro. I don't know how to say that, but I'm going to call you Minnow. Minotauro. Something like that. But I'm sorry for fudging that. 7 p.m. Eastern. Daddy'd be still eating homemade bread. Oh, all right. Patty, do you mind if I get off now? Miss Fay said she had to go upstairs 5 minutes ago. She's still here. You roped her in. Well, Miss Fatty, you're in control of what you want to do when you want to do it. Oh, she said yours. Well, we've been at it since 10 a.m. What time is it now? 11:20. It's only meant to be an hour to discuss things that are going to be helpful to new players. And we talked about, different things and so on and so forth. You mentioned you would try to get in. I think you said you were working today or you weren't working or whatever it was. Or was that last week? I'm a great storyteller. Well, thank you, Mrs. Fatty. When you get as old as me, you have a lot to say, and sometimes the waffling gets to people. Yeah, hey, Fatty, it's not required. Based on your lifestyle and things, your commitments and so on, it's always nice to see you. And the same, eh? When I can get into your streams, I do. Mrs. Fatty's stories last forever. Okay. Yeah. Some people can talk. I've talked my way into more bags than one. Talked myself in and out of a few situations. So anyway, hate to leave you all, but looks like I'm going to go live after dinner, like 7 p.m. tonight, Eastern. And what's that supposed to mean? Well, sometimes I'm not talking about you, Mrs. Fatty. Sometimes people, when they talk a lot, they talk themselves into a corner. I usually don't do that because I can find my way out very easily. So it's like, Yeah. Just press the old shit button, and then you're out. Like flying a helicopter in Banff. I mean, you see, certain things trigger certain things in your life that you've already done. So I can jump to Banff and talk about, oh, 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 no helis for you. No, I've had a couple bad experiences, and now Exalos wants to teach me to fly. I have a helicopter on Red Tech sitting on my shed roof, and now I'm trying to find a camouflage to save it. And he wants me to learn to fly. He says, I'll teach you. Don't worry. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. I've heard that before. You'll be fine. So he says, as long as you don't go too high, you won't die. Holloman, do you work really? I heard you work at the airport. At Midway. Well, you were supposed to buy me lunch one day. And I told you I'd even fly down for that. When's that going to happen? Please don't crash and die, you'll be fine. Yeah, that would be a nice outcome. But I was flying a helicopter on Banff. I ended up in a river and died in the river. And then fixed this. That was Red Tick, I guess. Yeah. Was it Red Tick? Yeah, it was Red Tick. No, it wasn't Red Tick. It was Nuts Gone Rusty Banff, and then they shut the Banff server down. We're over there, and we're all flying. We had a base outside of Banff City, where the old soccer field is, along the river there. So we put up 3 cabin Z's, 1, 2, 3 cabin Z's. I shared one with, no, I don't know if Exalos was with me. I have my own cabin. I think he had his cabin. No, him and Joe took some tents and made a watchtower, and they used that as their base. And then Hillbilly had his own cabin Z, and then a friend of his had another cabin Z, all within this soccer field. And they each had choppers. Joe had one, Exalos had one, Billy had one, and they tried to talk to me into it. So they got the mini chopper or egg beater. We went outside in the field, outside the base. I get in this thing, go flying away, ended up, I couldn't get it back. I couldn't get it. All I could do was put it in the river and died. Helis don't spawn in freshy areas. On Red Tick, there is spawns for... On this server, you have to buy the heli. I think I don't know how much they are. I've never seen a heli spawn here. What a day to be alive? Kaminka? Rovo? That's good to know. You know more than I do. See, I learned something today. I feel like if you can get a heli, you should be able to get out of the spawn. I think you got the wrong guy. I'm not in a spawn. Lies and more lies. Oh. Okay. Yeah, true story. You have to go to the mayor's office, Solomon, in Novo, and tell them that there's no texting and driving, and that the pedestrians have to stay off all major highways at all times because of the high traffic volume. Some guy, I think, got killed a couple days ago, and now he's suing my friend, Major Tom, Oh, the mayor kicked me out. He said I was talking way too much. Oh, I know where that's heading. I know who that's directed at. I'm older than Red. You're not older than Red. I know how old you are, Holloman. I know how old you are. Be quiet sign on his door. Just admit it. When you talk like Gabriel, yeah, you're older than me. Gabriel. Gabriel. Oh, Gabriel. Yeah, my name's Gabriel. Fake news. Are you going to come play over here or what? Or you want to go on Lost Boys? You want to go on Lost Boys? See what that's like? The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys. There it is there. It's up. It's back on. Fake news. You never believe me. We're back in DayZ. You're an old boy. Okay, if you tell me that and you tell me how old you are, I'll believe you. So how old are you, Hollow? You're not 82. Okay, all right. Should I believe you? No, he's not 79. I'll tell you how old he is. He's between, I'm not going to tell you exactly, but he is between, I think 3,950. No, I think you're between 35 and 39. You want an official ID? Here, I'll show you my official ID. Here, find it. I have to. What? I wish. You wish you were 39. You're beginning to convince me, but I'm not convinced yet. But it doesn't have my date of birth on it. The driver's license. Oh shit, my driver's license is expired. No, it isn't. No, that's different. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this or this.
I can't believe this!
I can't believe it either, because I'm still trying to find out how old I am. I can't believe this. Oh. So it works there. Okay, I'm going to show you something, but I have to protect the innocent. All right. So you may not be able to read this because I'll give you my exact date. Right there. See that on the left? April 17, 1950. There. There you go. Now let's see your driver's license, Hollow. Come on. Get it out. steal my identity. Good luck. Good luck. I move every 2 weeks. April 17, 1950. Well, actually, no, it wasn't 17, it was 14, if you look at it closer. Well, I can edit that out after 9,900 followers see it. Lies. You were born in 2017. This is absolutely what? What's fishing got to do with the date of birth or whatever? Hollow gifted a 1 tier to Fatty. No wonder you got so much money. You got pensions and all this stuff. I have to go to work because it's my own business. I can't retire and have my dynamic grandson taken over. He's a menace to... Whoa. Well, I guess you have to keep working until you're 83 then. Or were you 88? I don't know. I forget which one it is. Better not save this VOD or Holloman might steal your identity. Well, I guess you'll have to find out my name first. And then you'll have to find out lots of other stuff. Alright, absolutely. Nice tape job. Yeah. Hey. Oh, nice. Says you're born in 2017. No, it didn't. I move, yeah, on DayZ I move every 2 weeks. Yeah, because I'm on a different server every 2 weeks. No, I've been on this one I'm doing my 30th stream today. So I guess maybe a month or so. Oh, you want to see a picture of some fish? Well, I'm over 50, so I'm qualified to be here. Yeah, welcome to the Seniors Club. Fatty's only 44. See, I believe Fatty. I don't believe Holloman is 88. 44. '44 is way too young. You're 77. Okay, that's good. You sound like you're 77, actually. You forgot already? You forgot what you said 15 seconds ago. That's par for 77. There goes a strolling owl. When you get up in your age group, I know. I have the same problem. I go from one room to the other and forget what I'm going for. Yeah? Sometimes. Not all the time. I almost put milk in my... I was making tea the other day, and I didn't drink my cranberry juice, so the cup is sitting there with the tea bag in it. The cranberry juice is sitting there. I go to the fridge, come back with the milk. I almost poured the milk in the cranberry juice. Now, that's bad. Getting bad. Alderman, by the time you get back, I'm going to be gone. We're just chatting, Mom. We're listening to lies and untruths, and it's Holloman. Holloman again. Well, I don't know how long this nonsense can go on, but I'll tell you, as long as Holloman's here, he's a good waffler. He's better than me. Maybe I should phone him on Discord to get him in here live. I think he's on Discord. Let me look. Where's Hollow? I got to get out of this streamer mode here. Or Betty, you're not in my Discord either. Holloman. Oh, he is in my Discord. Did I phone him? Holloman. You know what he's got on his profile in Discord? He's got Hollow, Gabriel, and then True Story. He's coming right back. When he gets back, I'm going to ring him on Discord. See if he'll come on. Daddy's going to get coffee. Holloman's gone to let the dog out. Or he's got people at the check-in counter. Or he's got a customer complaint. Well, if everybody's taking a break, why don't I take a break? I've been sitting here for an hour and a half already. And it's not going anywhere. Oh. Are we done with the DayZ stuff? I guess we covered that. Now we're waiting for Holloman to come back. He was actually going to be invited, but I never got around to phoning to see or, if he wanted to join some chaos. Hurry, hurry. Yeah, I have to hurry. No, that's like, hurry, hurry, I gotta go pee. I got time for this. I mean, First thing I have to do this afternoon is I'm going to go and play some pool. Legion. Yeah, he's changing his battery. I think so. Changing his battery, so we'll see. I sent a message to Archie today. See if he'll come on Discord, but I couldn't reach him. Who knows where he is? And I didn't give him enough advance notice anyway, so I'm not surprised. I haven't heard from him. Let me look and see. You know what? I would like to invite Old Man Birch to chat on Discord here in one of these streams and talk about some stuff, because he knows a lot. No, I haven't heard from Archie. And Copo, get Boydy in here. Jolly Maui. Jolly Maui is a very nice guy. Talked to him a couple times. But Paul is... You're keeping us waiting, Hollow. He had to go to the store to get batteries. I think so, because he's normally back by now. He doesn't take this long. He had to go to... what's those stores you have down there? They're called 7-Eleven or something. Yeah, I think it's 7-Eleven. Yeah, we have a few 7-Elevens here. In fact, they were expanding here, and we're supposed to open quite a few stores. We've got one little, not so close, a couple kilometers away. Yeah, I've seen a lot of out in, California. I've got some friends down in Santa Monica. They lived in Venice, and then they moved and built a house up in Santa Monica. It's not far from the high school, Santa Monica High School. Oh, so there's something called AMPM, a store, Minnow? Yeah. Oh, for quiet. Sheets and Wawa. Sheets and Wawa. We got two Wawas here. We got a Wawa and a Petawawa. Seriously. We got two towns here called Wawa and Petawawa. And we have Oshawa. Well, the Oshawa is a little emphasized. It's called Oshawa. But I call it Oshawa because my wife likes that name. Look what I'm wearing today. Chernarus. I like the Chernarus map. I'm really getting to know it. I was on a couple roads the other day that I'd never been on. There was an airdrop just south of Novo, up on the mountain there. Like you go up from the west industrial area in Novo, you go over the hill there south, you'll hit the Austrian camp. Pretty well straight over that hill. Anyway, there was an airdrop up there, and we were almost like below Tisian Kopeniki, I think it was. We ran from there to Novo to try and get there, and a guy beat us to it. Al got there before me. That was the day that Commander Tom had a complaint against him by some player that said that two vehicles passed him. But I don't know which way Tom went, and I wasn't with anybody. I was by myself. But the guy said he was with another truck. But the other truck wasn't the color of truck that Al was driving, so it wasn't Al. I don't know if they're going to change the map, come the spring. Good question, though. Usually I don't know. I would imagine it's a bit of work. I mean, to change it over to summer and then put it back into winter in November. I'd like to see them do that. I will ask Wrigley when I get in next time. Maybe you could ask him too. You were saying you'd talk to him about something else. You play other server and it's already gone. Yeah. Well, winter hasn't gone, but some of them stick it out. They try to stay immersive according to the clock or the area where they live and the environment. Now, the server for CHF is in New York, so I know they change it over to. They used to change it over to summer. It's changed a lot. So actually, it softened up. It used to be. It went really hardcore. I was on that server a long time, and brought quite a few players over that I knew from different maps, and they some of them left after it got too brutal, because a lot of guys came doing KOS, then changed them. They've softened it up. Most of those guys have left. I've talked to Extinct, known as Bush. You may know him on CHF. He's been running on there for the last week and a half, I guess, or not sure how long, but I was in his stream late last week. He said it's really softened up. He says they should jump in. Might do that. Give it a start. It's tough though. I mean, they have Namalsk Winter in there. They don't have the EVR storm, but they have weather very, very cold. And the loot, I think the loot has softened up a bit, but it was really, really hard. So people couldn't get started. Some people could, some people couldn't. Always the case. So I guess Hollow, he's gone for the day. Patty's having a coffee. I'm drinking water. I was on Deer Isle on, let's see, what was it? It was called The Exiled. Or Exiled. That was a pretty brutal server. It had all kinds of strange mechanical dogs and zombies that were just out of this world. They had Deer Isle, and they also had Chernarus. I played both. Deer Isle's nice. It's a nice map. Didn't play in a real good server other than Exiled. Yeah. Yeah. So they've changed the server over to summer already. I guess they must have. When did they start running it? Probably October, maybe, or November, for a couple months, and then back to. I think you're going to see more servers changing. Like CHF will change probably in March sometime, unless they have any reasons to change it earlier. Who knows what's. I played on there when you killed a zombie, you became a zombie, and you start attacking. If you're with another player, start attacking, trying to kill your partner. And I had that once happen to me in Balota, where I died, turned into a zombie. I have the clip somewhere, and I tried to kill my partner, and he ended up killing me to survive. It was wild. Oh, so it is different on Deer Isle, this one, What a Day to Be Alive. Damn hard, eh? I haven't been over there. My hard drive is like, let's see, what have I got left on this PC? The one that I'm gaming out of my SSD, and I've only got out of 500 gig. It's only a 500 gig SSD, and I've got to change that. I want to get a couple terabytes, move everything over. So I'm down to 137 gig, which is not a good number to be at. I'm told by computer people that you should stay about 50%. But right now I'm maybe I got maybe 33% left. Like that. Yeah. I'm going to play a song. Not too loud. Doesn't sound very loud for me. I'll put this in the background. Is that okay, guys? It is okay. It's not very loud. I don't know what's going to come on next. It's a playlist of Hagen, Chris Hagen. So where'd Hollow go? I want to get him on Discord. I want to talk to him. I want to know how old he is. Anybody else want to try the Discord? Probably to work. He said he's coming back. You look up in the chat, it says, be right back. Can I just ring him on Discord and let it ring and see what he does? Probably wouldn't appreciate it. Maybe he's in a meeting. He's at work. He said he's coming right back. Maybe he's signing a big deal. He's full of lies and propaganda. I know. Maybe we'll never know his real age. Why doesn't he just come out and tell us? What do you got to hide? What are we hiding? We're not hiding anything. I'm not telling you everything, but I'm at least telling you something. I gotta watch what's the next song because of its. There's a couple. Let's see what it is. Could be some upbeat music. Oh, it's music. Play Q. I could just play the library, but there's some really crazy stuff that this is Chris Hagen. All this music is off of YouTube library. Fatty's still here. Are you working today, Fatty? I'm working at retirement. Took a day off. Nice. Did you get to sleep in today? I got up early. I was up at 7 o'clock. Hanging with the family. That's nice. That's nice. Oh. I'm going to have a piece of homemade bread for lunch. Oh, you fixed a heater. Isn't it always nice to fix something that and it goes to plan? I've tried to fix things that didn't go to plan, and it got worse. Going to eat some waffles. So I had a toilet running, and I only looked because I got my water bill a while back. We get the water bill every 3 months, but we should be getting another one soon. But in the period of the bill that I just received just a while ago, it showed like I was using 20 cubic meters of water from the last billing before, and now the new billing I've used 40 cubic meters. The water consumption doubled, and I didn't know what was going on. So Maria says, "Oh, the small bathroom." She says, "Once in a while I've heard the water running." So I went in there and flushed the toilet just to see what would happen. And sure enough, the thing wouldn't stop running. And I guess nobody paid attention to it. And so anyway, I had to change the pump inside. You got the tank on the back of the toilet, the pump, the floater bottle thing that works, and you got the water level. I had to change this side, Red. On this side, the pump. Anyway, the mechanism. So I went to the store and got one. The guys go, "It's efficient, this and that, and it's quiet and everything else." So I turned the water off of the tank, flushed the toilet, got all the water out, put a rag down inside to soak up the residual water, and then unscrewed underneath to loosen the nut so I could get that pump out, replace it, blah, blah, blah. And it worked. It does fine, but not very quiet. I don't like it. I'm not looking forward to changing it again. You know what happened? A week later, the other bathroom did the same thing. It had to be replaced because you flush, you went to, like, it's been a long time since these toilets have been looked at. And you flush that toilet, and the same thing was happening. So I had two toilets that were contributing to like double water usage, really, in a 3-month period. The 3-month billing period, I believe. Or no, it's 4, because we get 3 of those a year. Yeah. So I went and fixed it. So we should be better. We'll get one, I think, January, end of January. So. You're going to eat some waffles. They eat up the water. You'd be surprised, a little drip in a tap, how much water it can, and if it's running, that's even worse. Drips, even faucets in your, the faucets, not the toilet, but the wash basin faucet, they're a pain, yeah, too. They will go. I try to fix all that stuff myself. I'm able to. Works out pretty good. So I'm going to put away my notes from today. We're freestyling now for a few minutes. I have notes that I make and use a big black marker to be able to. It's easier to read in fine print. And I learned that back in the day when coaching hockey, and went to an NHL game. And before the game, because we were coaches and we were there invited, and I forget why, but we got to tour the back rooms of the arena, and we went into one of the studios where they did the television interviews, and it's a small little room. And so 2 guys that always do the second period recap, Don Cherry and Ron McLean, they would sit at a desk right there side by side and just talk about the period and everything else and scoring and injuries and blah, blah, blah. But I looked over beside the desk and there was a wastebasket on the floor. And there was a crunched up piece of paper in there. I took it out, opened it up, and it was Don Cherry's notes for what they were going to talk about between the second and third period. I kept them. They're in my... I have a bunch of stuff from hockey that I kept and haven't thrown away, but my wife wants me to clean up. Those notes are still there. And so from that, I learned then, talking and to parents and having parent-teacher meetings and so on, that I would start using large black marker on just a plain sheet of paper. Hey, Kratos, how are you doing? Kratos is in chat. We're looking for somebody to bring into this chat we're having. It's gone from really DayZ to just everything else. Yeah, Don Cherry's rockin' sock'em. I think I bought all those for my son for over the years. I don't know what was the last number we bought for him for Christmas. We always got him one of those. Yeah. I've got boxes of VHS over here. Right there. And there's 2 boxes. And then there's more somewhere else. And actually, I have an old VHS still set up on one of my computers that's connected to a television that I can throw one in anytime. VHS. I don't know, a lot of younger people don't even know what that is, I'm sure. How are you doing today, Kratos? You want to have a drink of vodka? I got one right here. Look at this. It's 3/4 full. Sat here with Kratos. Well, last week, was it, Kratos? We had a shot. Yeah, we had a shot, but Kratos didn't have a camera, or probably didn't have a shot anyway. But I had a shot for him. Well, here's a glass. It's still sitting here. Just came back from work, eating dinner. Nice. I'm going to be playing later on after dinner tonight, like 7 p.m. I'm going to try and find Minnow over at Green Mountain. Can't do anything this afternoon. I'm going to be out for 2-3 hours, going to the Legion and play pool with some of my buddies. And we'll be there till, if I go down around 1:30 and 1:30, and we start playing around 3 o'clock, play till 4:30, and then I come home for dinner, and then I'll go on probably 7 p.m. You see, you're having your dinner. That's good. I hope this song's not going to give me Underground Academy. I got this from YouTube too, so this should be okay on my stream. I've been getting a few muted lately, and I swore I would never play music again, but I think it's a nice little touch. Yeah, Minnow and Kratos, they're familiar with each other. Yeah. I wonder where our friend Gabriel went. He was here. Come on, Gabriel. We'll find out how old you are. Eddie's having waffles for lunch. I'm not having anything. I'm sitting here talking with you guys, and that suits me just fine. I wonder. Oh, there's nothing. I have nothing in the fridge but drinks. I have ginger ale. Oh. Or a glass of white wine. Get what you want. Isn't that a riff to the Rolling Stones, Fatty? Hear that strum? Met her today at station with a toothpaste in her hand. Not sure, but it sounds like it, Fatty. The first part of that song of the Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you just might find you'll come back to me. This song is called Natural Light by Chris Hagen. Fatty, write that down. You like this song, I can tell. You're listening, you're not saying anything to me. Natural Light. I'm going to put it in a chat. Natural Light. You can find this also in YouTube Studio. What the heck's going on here? I like this song. In a YouTube library, if you go into YouTube Studio and you'll find the library, YouTube library, you can find it there. Yeah. But that riff there with that acoustic guitar, if it's beer, I'll remember. Well, what's that beer called? Young Ling? You get that on the East Coast where you are? That it's an American beer, but it sounded. When I first heard about it, my neighbor next door, 2 doors over from me, he goes to Florida and drinks it when he's down there, and he brought some back for me, and it was pretty decent beer. But apparently, Young Ling, yeah, from Pennsylvania, that beer's been around. That's the oldest beer in the U.S. It's even older than Budweiser. If you fact check that beer, yeah, it's damn good. I've yet to go down. I got to go to Buffalo, because Buffalo's only 90 minutes from me. I go down there. My wife and I stay a night and bring back a couple cases. Yeah, it's out west too. San Diego, eh? That's good beer. Listen, if I'm in the U.S., I'm going to ask for it. Let's see. I don't know what's coming up on this. Got a song list going here. Okay, this is Chris Zabriskie. YouTube audio library called Chance, Luck, Errors, and Nature, Fate. Destruction as a Finale. No, it's called Chance, Luck, Errors in Nature, Fate, Destruction as Finale by Chris Zabriskie, and it's out of YouTube Audio Library. I think I'm pretty safe using this stuff, but you know, the recognition software that Twitch uses picks up. I've checked this before, and so when I look back my VODs and then I see something music muted because it appears to be from a third or whatever, I've checked the music and certain words or musical like riffs and things like that in the song, they'll pick that up and then they will mute it until you go in and have it rectified. Chris Zabriskie. I didn't see any stream yet today from Tobe, because he's off today. Late now. I definitely got to fix the lighting. Better than it was yesterday. But it's in my stream, when I'm looking at the stream and I look at the monitor, it's still a bit dark for some reason. I don't know. If I start playing with it, then it's going to get worse. Because there's already too much reflection on the owl behind me. This one up here. So, the other one's fine. This one's fine. But this one's getting glare. I just put together my own lighting. Who gives a hoot? I was thinking of making a few t-shirts, and I don't know where I can scale this down and put it anywhere on the shirt. I mean, it could be, you know, just on the left side. Put one of these on the back. And then maybe type down one sleeve, you know, one sleeve there. Maybe put YouTube using their logo. Put that on with ParoZRedZDayZ. Because all these streams I'm putting over on my YouTube as well. So there's quite a few up there now. Don't know what YouTube is like, jammed with every stream I've done is over on YouTube. You see, I'll tell you how many. Studio content. Over 600. Yeah. On Twitch, it's probably, there's more on Twitch. Open. $896 on Twitch. And there's maybe 150 that are marked them private because it's not relative to DayZ. And because when I was getting my affiliate, I was streaming just anything I could because I wasn't ready for DayZ because I was still in the process of learning DayZ, so I would go with my son, and that's where we spent hours on a low pop server just learning how to do things. And those kinds of videos, I saved all those. I have those. I have some of them. But I have other ones where I went to a marina and watched boats coming in and out and had a few beers, chit-chatting with, on live, Twitch Live. Or I interviewed a guy that owns a computer store. It's all Mac stuff. Went in to see him one day. He says, "Oh, what are you doing here with that camera?" I go, "I'm just streaming on Twitch. You're going to be famous." He says, "Yeah, I guess so. We'll see." So I got my affiliate by doing that. Run around doing things. Driving in my car in a snowstorm, I think, is on there and all that stuff. And so, I don't know, maybe I'll have an alternate account and put that stuff in there. But I don't think you get the credit for doing uploads. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But anyway, back to the t-shirt thing. And they have long sleeve t-shirts and short sleeve t-shirts. They've got sweaters that are zip up sort of like this. Or they have hoodies as well. But hoodies gets into a lot of money. I mean, t-shirts have to be around $32 or something like that. And I think I can make that would probably be Canadian, which would be a lot less US. So it probably would be a good deal. We'll see. We'll put it together. So Hollow must have went to work. He had enough. He's lurking, it looks like. I don't see him in chat anymore. Still around, though. Minto and Kratos. I think we're gonna jump here, guys. And thanks for coming by. We'll see you soon. If you're around this evening, awake, 7 Eastern, I'm going to jump on. I got an afternoon ahead of me. I'm going to have some lunch. We'll meet my buddies. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks for coming by. See you next Tuesday. We're going to hang out. And we're going to talk DayZ for a while. I would like some contribution. If you guys have more questions, maybe write them down for next week and we can discuss things. I'm trying to put information out there. Minnow figured there were a couple things there that were useful to the gameplay that he's or she is involved in. I'm not sure, but no, it doesn't matter. And likewise, Fatty, if you have anything you want to contribute, try and make a little list. So then, it'll help. It'll help with this, and the people that are lurking, you can lurk if you want, but we're here to help. If you don't be shy, come in and chat. Ask a question, make a comment, give a follow to anybody in the chat. And to do that, all you do is click on the person's name, and you will see a place there to follow. At least you should. So, saying that, let's wind it up, guys. And maybe see you this evening, 7 Eastern. We're going to be doing some things. We're going to head to Green Mountain first to try and find Minnow. And then we're going to go to Shady. I got some things to sell. All right, guys, got to go.